Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back. So, today I have been called to pull you a card from the Divine Feminine Kali Oracle deck. I don't actually think it is called Divine Feminine, but I am only hearing that this one is for Divine Feminines. So, Kali Oracle. I have been picking up an energy of honestly brokenheartedness. So we'll see what your guides have to say about that. This Kapali card just didn't want to shuffle back into the deck, but I'm just gonna place it here for now because we'll get a couple of these. I'm not feeling called to tarot today. Sometimes the energy of the tarot is not what we need, and sometimes there's situations that just kind of pop into my vortex that I see before my eyes, or I get a download about what's happening. So there's a heartbreak here that's taken place, and you're not quite out the other side yet. You're sitting in the fact that you think it's over. You do think it's over, but your guides are wanting to reveal some deeper insights about you in this connection. And so I was thinking tarot, and I had all of this tarot stuff up in my head, but that just wasn't where. Oh, it's that one for sure. I have no idea. I'm new to these cards, but they have been cleared and cleansed, and they're really beautiful. Alright, so we have 3 here. So there's been a situation whereby a heartbreak has occurred, a breakup. This may be a twin flame connection. Twin flames are tricky because they're not what most people think they are. They're not what most readers tell you they are. The reason why everyone says you have the same soul is actually because the twin flame, who is the divine masculine, I like to think of the divine masculine as the runner in the dynamic, because they are. The divine masculine is actually the infancy of the soul. Now, what I mean by that is that your twin, the masculine, which if you're watching this, you are the divine feminine. Divine feminines are the ones who go through the spiritual experience. Divine masculines often don't. Union is not about being together. Union is about inner union with self. The divine masculine is actually a past life incarnation of you. So they are in the infancy soul learning phase of your evolution as a soul. So the whole point of the twin flame dynamic is to actually come into unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, fifth dimensional consciousness. Some divine masculines will have that path in their life. They will come into consciousness. Some will not. That's literally up to them. That's not the aim. The aim of the game is not to be together in union with your masculine, aka a person. The aim is to transmute the wounding within you. That doesn't come from even healing or psychology or a bunch of, inner child trauma work. Like, it really has nothing to do with that. It's actually about completely taking your eyes off the person themselves and realizing that person ego, identity are actually just constructs of the three-dimensional reality itself. It is a massive reckoning and awakening for those who go through it. As you can tell, I have been through it. And it makes me emotional because I understand the pain of separation. I really do understand the pain of separation. But you need to understand that the person is not who you're separate from. The person is just a reflection of the greater meaning of separation itself. So if you find yourself on this journey, then you will come to that realization. Some of you will end up in relationships with your twin flame, or you'll end up with your twin flame back in your life or in your vortex in some way. Some of you will end up in relationships with completely other people the way that I have, but my twin flame is still a part of my life and likes to be around me because of the work that took place in me, which is soul work. It's not healing work. It's not focusing on them. It's literally got nothing to do with them so much as it does with you, which is magpies, which is actually what you'll learn along the journey, is that nothing really has anything to do with anyone else outside of yourself. It's all about you. You are the sole whole provider of your own inner world, your own inner life, your own inner love. And so this journey can be confusing. There are very limited teachers on the twin flame journey. I'm not going to call myself a twin flame teacher. I still go through my struggles, right? I still go through my moments because I'm not in a relationship with my twin. My nose is running. One of my favorite readers, when her nose runs, it's because she's got a runner. And it's really funny because that's what's happening to my nose right now. It's just hilarious. So yeah, that really just confirms it. And when my eyes water and when I start to feel teary, yeah, you're going through this journey. So there's still that emotional resonance even there for me, right? It's still difficult, but not at the same time, because I actually love my life and I'm on the journey, and the calling and the path that I'm on is so incredibly beautiful. But more about that in a second. Let's get into these cards. So I'm just going to show you the cards first. We have Kali Mahamaya. We have Bhadra Kali. The descriptions on the back of these are so beautiful. And we have Kapali. Alrighty, so let's start with Kapali because she came out first. And this is exactly what I am talking about in this journey. Tune into the spiritual power within you. It is beyond what society understands and can offer you. It will nourish, protect, inspire, and guide you through any troubles. If your path is diverging from your original plans or is out of sync with those around you, trust in what is happening and know that you are within Kali's care. Number 1. Number 2. There is not always a need to try to grapple and conquer. And that's what I'm seeing. I've seen that you've been really, really trying to put yourself in this relationship with this person. You want this person. You're trying to kind of conquer it in a way. It's like, if I could just get them, if I could just get this masculine counterpart, this person, if I could just get them in my life, because of the obsession. Trust me, I understand the obsession. Sometimes the need is to simply let go. Just because another has created a certain reality for themselves. Oh my God. Oh, goosebumps. I'll get into that in a second. And is attempting to draw you in, it does not mean that you must participate. You have the divinely granted gift of choosing where to invest your energy. Be kind to yourself. Now, this is the thing that happens on an energetic level with twin flames. I cannot believe this. I can't believe this. Okay. So, okay. With the twin flame journey, you meet your simultaneous incarnation. You meet yourself in the flesh. You meet you. Imagine, and I know you know because you've been there, imagine meeting yourself as a child, going back in time and meeting yourself as a child. Just imagine that. The kind of love, the kind of, as well, hate, the kind of obsession, the kind of pull you have towards that is yourself is insurmountable and unfathomable to someone who hasn't gone on this journey. The obsession that you feel if you're going through this right now, the obsession is debilitating, okay? It is debilitating. Now, usually there's this bubble phase. It's about 8 weeks. Sometimes it can be 6 months. I'm hearing for this collective, it's about 10 weeks. I'm not sure why 10 came into my mind. I think it's about 8 to 10 weeks, but I am hearing 10. And if you're seeing 10 a lot, or you're seeing like 1010, that's probably going to come through for you in this. But there's just this sort of phase where you're in a bubble with them, and some twins never even talk to their twins. Sometimes they see them online, sometimes they meet them in a chat room. Some people, they meet their simultaneous incarnation, you know, they'll just see them walking through the street, and they know something happens inside them. And what happens is this energy, okay? And there is this energetic that happens. Because when you meet your exact same energetic blueprint electrically, on the level of polarization, on the level of energy, it is you, okay? But when they're having a completely different experience, the mind can't conceive that. The mind can't actually make sense of that. Only the soul can make sense of that. So when you meet them, there's this bubble, usually of love. Often they're love bombing you. They want you, and it's just so beautiful, and you want them, and it's gorgeous. And there comes this point, something will happen in the 3D reality. Something will go awry. Maybe you find out they're married. Maybe they were married the whole time, but you end up in this weird bubble. That was my experience. I was married, he was married. Crazy. But, and this is years ago, guys. This is like 9 years ago this happened to me. So there'll be this recognition, this deep soul recognition that feels almost like a soulmate, but not. You know, if you have soulmates, if you're on the spiritual journey, maybe it will actually wake you up to all of spirituality. Well, it will, this journey, but there's this deep recognition that happens on soul level, and it's just so insane because you become obsessed with them, okay? And they will seemingly become obsessed with you, or it'll all feel hunky-dory at first. And then what happens is something in the reality shifts for them, and then bam, they're married and have kids and whatever, or bam, they're not going to leave their marriage and be with you, or bam, they ghost you. You know, everything was amazing. It's like you had this relationship. It was incredible, and there was so much love and so much light, and then bam, they're gone. They're gone. And then the push-pull starts. The running and the chasing starts. Sometimes they're gone for a while. Sometimes they're gone for a year. Sometimes they're gone for like 2 weeks. It doesn't matter how long it is. It is hell. It is hell. I get it. So you go through this hell, and in that hell, magic happens, okay? And what Bhadra Kali is saying to you is, you will be pulled, you have been pulled, you may still be being pulled right now into their reality, as if like you have to be a part of their reality or bust. You must be their thing, you must be their person, you must be with this person, trust me. I understand. Okay, if I seem a little bit manic and crazy, I'm channeling your energy right now. Remember that, because I've been through this journey. I get it. And I've also healed from this journey. as in come full circle in this journey, because you don't really heal. There's not really anything to heal. You're perfect, but it is a journey. Okay. It just started raining. It's been sunny. It just started raining. Are you crying right now? You had the divinely, and now it's stopping. That is insane. That is insane. You have the divinely granted gift of choosing where to invest your energy. Be kind to yourself. Now, you need to be kind to yourself for the obsession, and you also need to recognize the obsession for what it is. And my friend who also has a twin flame connection, we talk about this all the time, how it feels kind of narcissistic, because once you realize that it's just you in another experience over there having another life experience that's actually in the past, but you've decided to incarnate simultaneously into this space-time reality with your other self, or with yourself, to have a spiritual awakening. That's the whole point, by the way, is for you to awaken, not for them to awaken, but for you to awaken. If they awaken, great. If they don't, whatever awakening means, who even knows. However, be kind to yourself for the obsession, and also be kind to yourself by removing yourself from the obsession. Step number 1 when it comes to this journey: let them go. Now, I know that is so much easier said than done, but let them go. Step number 1 is let them go. If I knew anything about this journey, I had to figure this all out on my own. It wasn't until after I'd come full circle through the journey myself and realized that they were a past life incarnation of me. That was when I found out that actually there were some people, I think one person out there in the whole world, who realizes it and gets it. And you know what? As soon as I realized that they were my past life incarnation, we had zero contact for like 2 years. They came back into my life, literally emailed me and said, everything's falling apart. Can I have you back in my life? Experience. Crazy. It was within a week of actually having these dreams. That's when I met all of my spirit guides, apart from one that I inherited yesterday, but that's a whole other story. I met all of my spirit guides in that time, in that period of separation. I actually came home to myself and found myself and started to embrace the spiritual path, because that is who I am and why I'm here, right? So this person who's actually just me, meeting them wasn't about being with them. It was about waking up to the fact that I have a purpose and a mission here. And a lot of twin flame readers will say that as well, like, get on your mission, but you need to get on your mission for you, not for them, because regardless of what happens, that person will either be a part of your life experience or not. So be kind to yourself for the obsession, but also let go of the obsession by going inward. Meditation is everything. I was meditating from 3 a.m. in the morning to 7 a.m. in the morning every single day for a year and a half. Every single day. Ayahuasca, mushrooms, other medicines, literally everything. I was going deep. Tarot, medicine woman, womb magic for 2 years. But I wouldn't have got on that journey without celibacy, all of it, without actually meeting my simultaneous incarnation of myself, which is my twin flame, who's still walking around out there today. He's having a pretty interesting time right now, and he's my best friend. I'm in a relationship with someone, and he's my best friend. Interesting, right? So it doesn't always turn out the way that you hear these tarot readers and mystics and all of these people. It doesn't always turn out that way, okay? Where you're in divine union, you're both on mission and all this crap. Like, I don't subscribe to that, because I subscribe to the journey of self. The human experience is the human experience of self. Now, whatever you believe for you is what is going to be real for you, but if you resonate with that message, that's why you're here, okay? That's why you're here. So be kind to yourself and understand that you don't have to be pulled into their reality just because you're pulled, okay? There is more here for you than just this person. I know you don't feel that way right now, but it's true. So Kali Mahamaya, and Maya is a word about, it's usually about deception, and that's probably why you're here. Maya is like the deception. Maya is like the universal deception. It's like believing that the 3D is all that exists and there's no soul. But Mahamaya, Kali Mahamaya, when a situation becomes unnecessarily, this is so funny because I'm obviously confused, I can't speak properly. When a situation becomes unnecessarily complicated, or can you not speak right now, or confusing to your heart, you must be so confused right now. Kali Mahamaya arises spontaneously as a protective barrier. My heart is pounding so much. What is going on with you? Of universal truth. Ultimately, her revelations shall lead you beyond that which is deceptive or not right for you. This you are promised. She protects you from that which is unworthy of your heart and seeks to constrain your spirit. So let's get into the 3D for a second. Because if this person ran from you, and this was kind of where my journey started, it was really in the 3-dimensional pain body. Okay, if you haven't read Eckhart Tolle, then read Eckhart Tolle and start to understand what the pain body is. This is where the journey started for me. It was like, okay, I need to accept that if this person has run from me, if this person has not decided to choose me, if they decided to choose their security, their wife that they're miserable with, their job that they hate, their life that they hate, because that was my situation, right? I left my ex-husband, he didn't leave his wife. If this person has decided to do that, why am I still so obsessed with them? And this was long before I realized that they were a past life incarnation of me. That idea had not even crept into my awareness yet. I hadn't even met Mother Mary yet. I hadn't met any of my guides yet. Like, I hadn't had that real download situation. I'll talk about that in another video sometime. But when I realized that, okay, in the 3D, because what I knew was that we were meant to be together. That was my head. We're meant to be together, okay? And even my housemate that I lived with, who ended up becoming my partner, that was like, that was a whole other thing. That was like a divine soulmate, like a Joseph. That was like a divine consort in a way. That was like, this person is here to protect me and hold me and love me. He was helping me on the journey of my spiritual awakening. When I turned around to him one day and said, I have to be celibate. I can't make love with you anymore. I need to do some deep womb clearing. We were living together in separate rooms. You know, like this stuff is crazy. The things that go on through this journey are crazy, but I digress. I had this realization where I realized this man who I love unconditionally without rhyme or reason, with zero rhyme or reason, because they have actually hurt me a lot. I knew that he loved me, but I knew that he didn't know how to actually love. I think he's still learning how to love. This man has not chosen me. So if he hasn't chosen me, when do I get chosen? This was my perception, by the way. Like, when do I actually get chosen? When does that happen? Because the man that I lived with loved me and wanted to be with me. And it wasn't about him either. It was like, okay, when do I protect myself? And when do I get chosen? And I realized through meditation, once I'd been meditating and I was celibate for a few months, I started to realize that I have to choose me. It was the first time in my life that I really, really realized I have to choose me. Just moving my legs around. You might have restless leg syndrome. My twin flame has restless leg syndrome, so that's very funny. But I realized I have to choose me. no one else is going to choose me. This is so interesting. Like, it was this real moment of, oh, I have to choose me. And so what Kali is bringing forward here is the idea of protection. Your guides, your team, your ancestors, the ones in the ether, God, because, you know, twin flames don't discriminate against religion or social status or politics or race or whatever. Like, if you've chosen to have a simultaneous incarnation, it doesn't discriminate. That's what I'm saying. It could be same sex, you know. I also have a friend who has a same sex twin flame incarnation. Simultaneous incarnation. I like to call it the SI. My favorite twin flame guy, he calls it an SI. He really helped me to solidify my own understanding, but I didn't find his work until after I figured this out. And I didn't figure it out. Mother Mary came to me and explained to me, this is what's going on. This is your past life. And then it all started making sense, and everything started unraveling, and everything just whoosh, like it was wild. And then that's when he came back into my life, which is crazy. I never thought I would see him again. I never ever thought I would see him again. But there was a part of me that knew that I would. I knew that I would, you know? So interesting. So Kali is saying, if you're on this journey, when are you going to choose you? Do you want to choose you? Because choosing you is how you complete this journey. I'm not saying the journey's ever complete, but choosing you is how you win in this lifetime. Choosing you, the whole reason that you meet them is to learn to choose you. And don't get me wrong, the pull is still there sometimes. That happens. But it's a reminder to choose you. Okay? We are going to get a healing heart oracle for you, and then I need to go. Number 27, hopeful heart. An exciting surprise is coming your way. And this is kind of what happened to me too. Like, don't close yourself off. It could be love. It could be business. It could be abundance. It could be all of your dreams coming true. Like, you just don't hang all of your hopes and dreams on this person because you've made up some crazy story about it. Number 27. Where are you? What page are you? I'm going to read this to you. Number 64. There's that number. 6 and 4 equals 10. And number 9. 7 and 2 equals 9. These cards are so beautiful. Let me just show you. So beautiful. Alrighty. An exciting surprise is coming your way. Dear heart, your journey towards healing, trust, and openness has been an arduous one. Oh yeah, if you're on this journey, it is. You can hear my dog running around. It is important you don't lose hope and that you keep taking courageous steps forward and learning more about yourself in various life situations. Interesting. Not just this situation, all situations. Not just this. No matter what you might be feeling at the moment, rejection, heartbreak, loss, obsession, self-pity, self-doubt, there is an exciting surprise coming your way. It is something you have been requesting for a long time, so keep your inner door open and take some risks, as this has a high likelihood of turning out very fruitfully for you. And that's what I'm hearing. Don't shut yourself off just because you're on this journey. Don't shut yourself off and think that it's all about this person. It's not. It's about you. Keep your inner door open and take some risks, as this has a high likelihood of turning out very fruitfully for you. However, you must meet your fear of loss. Wow. And transform it into an openness. Oh, this is exactly where I was 4 years ago. This is exactly where I was. To receive what you desire. It is time to start to value yourself and develop self-love. And what have I been saying? This is about you choosing you. Remember that you have been through a lot and have learned a great deal. So you deserve all the joy and the happiness that is coming your way. And there's a little heart healing activity here. The time has come to allow yourself to dream again. Record in your journal any dreams or heart desires you have. Read over each of them and ask, is there anything that I am afraid of that stops me moving forward? If there is, take slow, deep breaths in and out and ask what would happen if you could face this fear. Allow an answer to arise. Make a decision to start living your life fully and take some risks in the areas of life and love. My biggest fear was losing the twin flame, was losing him. My biggest fear was that he would die, or that he would leave me, or that he wouldn't choose me. And what happened? He didn't choose me. That was my biggest fear. When my biggest fear came to pass back then, I died. And I had to go through that death in order to be reborn. Because I wouldn't be who I am today without that death. It is a death. It is a full ego death, dark night of the soul. When you go through this, it will feel like death. And death is rebirth, okay? Death is rebirth. Death is an incredible omen. Death is when someone is leaving this space-time reality and entering a new one. Death means the decease of the old timeline and the step into the new one. So, fear of death, if you fear it, it's the one thing that's going to liberate you. Okay? Remember that. I will catch you in the next one.